Hey, hi Nancy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm okay. Hi, Sherry.
Hello, hello.
We're a little early, so we're waiting for everyone else to come, so. Do you know Paula Devereaux?
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Sherry Smith. Hello.
Paula's the chairperson of the committee. You guys are both lawyers.
Hi.
Hi.
Are you just a participant? Are you joining the committee? Are you?
I'm not joining the committee, but I was a past member of the former Open Space Committee, and I'm interested in what's going on.
Great. Well, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Nancy, can you take notes again?
Yeah, I'm all set up to do that. I have a split screen here.
Okay.
I had forgotten if I had sent out the minutes beforehand or whether I just sent them out an hour ago.
No, you had sent them out before.
Okay, I thought so, but I wasn't quite sure.
I haven't heard from either Rebecca or Ellen.
I have been talking about Ellen, about another committee that we're on, and she indicated she was going to be here. So Rebecca just came on.
Yep, I see that.
Do you want me to call Ellen?
Oh, no, she's coming in now. She's coming in now.
Awesome.
Hey, Rebecca. Hi, Ellen. So this may be a short meeting, but Sherry Smith is joining us. She's an interested person who was on the Open Space Committee previously. So for the first order of business, I'll call the meeting to order. Has everybody had a chance to look at Nancy's minutes from the last meeting?
Yep.
Anybody have any comments? Nancy, there's a typo in the spelling of my name. It's E-A-U-X.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Happens all the time.
Can I interject for 1 minute? The town website does not have this meeting posted on the calendar.
It doesn't?
No. Because I went there first and then I had to go back to the email that you sent. I just wanted to point that out before we started the meeting.
Oh, I don't know, because I had sent this to, in fact, I talked to Diane, the town's emails got hacked. And Diane Dunphy's email got hacked, so I sent it to, I talked to her about it because I knew that it did, because I could tell from the response that I got. And she told me to send it through Carol Nelson's email and that she'd post it, but it wasn't posted.
Well, just go on the Hunter over there just to verify it. I just wanted to,
We can,
Ellen, we can't
we
hear
can't hear
you.
you.
you can't hear me?
Nope,
I don't know why. I'm not muted.
Is
That's
your
better.
volume up?
that's
Okay,
better.
my volume's maximum. Okay, I'll try to get close to the computer. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, but you go in and out.
I don't know why. It's right near the router, so I don't know anything. And my computer's, anyway.
The closer you are, the better.
Okay, you have to see me up close in person. Yeah, so if somebody else could verify that for me, I just don't know how important that is as far as going forward with open meeting. That's all I wanted to point out.
Well, we don't have really much to discuss anyway, so I think we can go forward, but since we're all here, although that does put somebody who wanted to join us at issue, but I'll get into that in a second. But anyways, let's go back to the minutes. Does anybody else have any comments? Does somebody want to make a motion to approve?
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
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 Okay. So the minutes are approved. So the second meeting was review results. The second agenda item was review results of community survey with Courtney Lewis. So we can't do that. Courtney Lewis was hospitalized unexpectedly and is on bed rest. I talked to him yesterday and he apologized for not being able to make the meeting. He hasn't been able to do any sort of analysis of the surveys. He didn't even know how many people had responded. And he couldn't, he hasn't done a whole lot of drafting, or at least whatever he's drafted isn't ready for us to review yet. So after all that, I expressed our, sorrow that he was hospitalized. He's going to be getting in touch with Ralph Wilmer, and with Ralph doing trying to figure out his schedule and his workload because he's on bed rest. So I don't know if he's moved because Ralph said that he was in the process of moving. I didn't really, he was in Alabama when he called me. So I'm not really sure what the results are going to be. I asked him if there was any way we could try to get a schedule, or if there was somebody else at MAPC that could pick up for him, because I think he's got a couple of other projects for other towns. So I expect to hear from him, and that's really it. Nancy gave me 8 paper surveys that I'm in the process of scanning in my office. And when I send them to Courtney, I'm going to send them also to Ralph. I had let Ralph know about this meeting, but I never heard from him. So I hope in the email I'll express, our get well wishes to him, but then also ask them both to keep us posted on the schedule. Because this really does delay us. And I asked him, I said, is there anything that the committee could be doing in the meantime? And he didn't think so. So, so it's unfortunate.
Not knowing that he was ill, I had sent an email to him asking just if we could preview the survey results, read through it ourselves prior to this meeting, just to prepare. And I didn't hear from him. And I got a kickback saying, he was out of the office unexpectedly. But I think that might be useful. I mean, if we could take a look at those survey results, I think it would be useful for us to just get a leg up on that ourselves, rather than waiting for him to sort of disseminate that to us when he can. I don't know, just my thoughts. Did you hear all?
I don't disagree. I just don't know how we get them.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know, I don't know anything about Qualtrics, the site. That's the only problem. I don't know how they report results. Has anybody else have an experience with Qualtrics?
But I agree, it would be interesting to read like the open response sections too and see what people had to say in the comment section. Yeah.
That's something we could be doing while we're sort of waiting, but again, if it's not possible, it's not, I just don't know, but I don't know how that looks. I don't know how the data looks on his end and if we would be able to process
I'll
that.
ask when I email, so we had 2 paper responses that were dropped off to town hall. And I had sent them to him, Kristen Taylor sent them to me, and I sent those to him as soon as I got them. And then there were 8 that Nancy collected. Nancy, where'd you get those?
So 3 were from the library and the rest were from the Council of Aging.
So I have those 8. I should be finishing scanning them probably tomorrow. So I was gonna email them to Ralph and Courtney. I can certainly ask if there's any way for us to preview the results or get on the site or look at the data that, you know, I don't know how Qualtrics does it.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I mean, the analysis of it is obviously the heavy technological thing that, you know, we can't do ourselves. But I agree, it would be just interesting to look at stuff. I would just love to know how much we got because, you know, it was 300 and something, and we still have the week to go. And then Ellen made a big push, and we, you know, got other people to push. So I was, you know, I just love to know how many we finally got.
So I'll see what I can find out. But in the meantime, I mean, unfortunately, there's not much we can do right now.
Okay.
I did want to tell the committee that the week before it was due, I attended a planning board meeting to explain about the survey, introduce what we're doing, and talk to them about it. And I had a very long discussion with Shannon Bianchi, who's on the planning board, who wanted to be appointed as a planning board representative to the open space committee. And I said, we don't really have that, and we're not, you know, we don't really have bylaws. You know, we were established by a town meeting vote, or reconstituted as it is. So, and there's no real state regulations that I can find, or state laws that govern the committee the way there are state laws that govern the planning board, the zoning board of appeals, the board of selectmen, the FinCom. So, so I said, you know, maybe you'd just be better off attending our meetings. And I said, we have a meeting coming up on August 4th and it'll be on the calendar. So oops about that.
Well, he could have gotten in touch with you if he really wanted to find out. I mean, Sherry couldn't find it, so she emailed me, you know.
So anyways, I think he wanted to really discuss one of the ponds, or a couple of the ponds down at Kelly Greens that he thinks are freshwater ponds and how that's important, even though he's encountered some resistance about it. And I said, well, we can certainly, you know, add in our report that, you know, there's a possibility that it's freshwater, but we're not scientists. We can't make that, you know, determination ourselves. I said, but, you know, maybe it would open up grant money to figure it out. So, so I sort of left it at that. And I'm sure we'll be hearing from him in the future. Because I said there'll be a draft report that I think will be publicly available. I'm pretty sure it has to be publicly available. And that there'll be a townwide public meeting on it as well. That we were hoping for September. Hopefully, we'll still be able to do that, but we need to understand the schedule before we can schedule that. So, and it may depend on all this COVID, whether or not town hall is going to allow for in-person meetings. So I don't know yet. So that's all I have to report.
Ellen, you have to come closer.
Sorry. I didn't know if we had anybody other than Shannon interested in joining the committee, because I noticed looking for this meeting on the town website front page, they have an open, they're advertising the open alternate on the planning board, but there's nothing advertised for our opening. So I didn't know if we had any chatter about that.
No, I haven't heard anything, and I haven't reached out to Tony. I'll do that. I had reached out to him about the whole whether or not we could meet in person, never heard from him. So I'll reach out about the, so nobody else has heard anything about the opening?
No.
Okay, I'll reach out to him again for that.
There are other meetings being held in person. So, you know, if we wanted to meet in person, there's no reason, given that other meetings are being held, that we couldn't. But we don't also have to meet in person. Unless we have, you know,
Do they want to meet in person if we can?
if we have paper or data or things to look at that we could pass around, it would be really helpful. I don't know how the rest of you feel about it. Rebecca and Ellen. And Ellen, we can't hear you.
Go first.
Now, we can't hear you at all now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I think if we have some business to do that requires looking at things together, I think an in-person meeting, I think Courtney's ability or Ralph's ability might be limited right now. And so that might drive it a little more. So that's my opinion, but I'm happy to do either one.
I agree. I'm fine with either.
Okay, all right.
I did just look at the Nahant website to look at the meeting. I don't think the July meeting was posted either. Did we meet in July?
no.
Oh, we
Last
didn't. That
meeting
was
was
June.
June 23rd or something.
Okay, yeah, so that's posted. But tonight's wasn't.
All right, I'll follow up with that, so. Anybody else have anything they want to talk about?
We should probably touch on our grant. Nancy, do you want to talk about that? Is it okay to talk about that, Paula?
Yep,
So, so we have this grant that was approved through at the town meeting. And that was to work on the section of the sorry, Bailey's Hill. Ellen and I weren't quite sure like how we like work on this, and haven't been able to get in touch with Zach, who is the head of the DPW and is our partner in this. So I finally was at another meeting with him, and I asked him what to do, and he said that there's so much work to be done, even though he's already done some, but in order to move ahead, we have to have a meeting with him to just see where things are now. And so that's where we stand. I mean, Ellen and I thought he would just go ahead and move forward with it, but he really wants to know what, we want to do. So I think we now need to set up a meeting with him to take the next step. The other area that we were meeting about was to do a similar thing at East Point. And East Point has been really well, at least the Lodge Park part has been very well, more well maintained, better maintained by the DPW than this section that we looked at Bailey's Hill. So there's lots and lots of work to be done because of, it's just practically all kind of invasive stuff there right now. So
How much CPA funds did we get?
Around 44,000, something like that. I don't have the exact number on the top of my head, but it's in the low 40s. Is that what you remember, Nancy?
yeah, I think so. I just haven't looked at it in so long.
I think it's like half of like what they think it would cost total to do the whole area. Not the whole of Bailey's Hill, but that area. So it's like a two-phase thing. But so I guess if the committee agrees, Nancy and I could meet with Zach or if somebody else wants to, that's okay too. And try to get the ball rolling on it. So.
Do we have to go through the CPA committee for anything?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that?
Do we have to go through the CPA committee for anything?
We don't quite know the process, but he does.
I can reach out to Lynn and ask her, in addition to get some input from her and guidance, maybe she would be helpful, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think if we got Lynn involved also. And she may want to come into the meeting with us with Zach also, because she was at one once before.
I didn't know. I know with other groups that are not town related, they usually enter into a grant agreement. But since this is a town, I don't know what they do for the town. So,
Yeah,
I'll
find out a little bit more about that.
okay.
And
I mean, I have no problem with you guys meeting with Zach on Bailey's Hill. The Bailey's Hill is really overgrown.
Right. It's a mess.
dead wood.
And amazingly, the DPW has been working since we first looked at it. They've done a lot of stuff. It's just an enormous project.
Yep.
We'll report back the next time.
Okay. Anything else from anybody?
Just that people are really wanting this report to be done so that we can start applying for grants. As you know, you've heard this too.
Yeah.
And I noted that the Swampscott report, open space report, has been like completed, and it's on their website, is completed, but it's not approved. Is that what you think, Ellen?
They have conditional approval. I think that's sort of a standard that, they'll come back to you with things that you might need to tweak, but they'll still give you approval to move forward with an active plan. That's what I've noticed in most towns. They get conditional approval, which I think opens them up for being able to use the plan.
So that if we get our report done and it gets sent in and we get conditional approval, does that let people then use that to apply for grants?
That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm not sure if anybody else has any input on that.
Sherry, do you have any information?
Unmute yourself.
I don't know of a single grant that we applied for as a result of our completing the plan. So the answer is no, I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
And I never knew anything about a conditional approval.
One thing is, I got feedback from people that they thought the survey was really good, so.
Oh, good.
They really thought it was well done, so. Yay for us.
Well, we can set up a date, or if you, I don't know how to do this. I'm just trying to look at my calendar to see if we want to schedule, Well, you know what I'll do, rather than, what are people's schedules at the end of August, beginning of September? Or within the next few weeks, are people around generally?
I'm away next week, but after that, am back.
How about you, Rebecca? You going anywhere with the girls?
Not until September.
Okay. Ellen?
I should be
Okay.
around.
So what I'll do is I'll report back when I hear more from Ralph and Courtney, and which is hopefully this week. And if it's not this week, I'm going to really push for next week. And then I'll send an email and suggest some dates for next meeting. Does that work? And I'll also find out at town hall why this wasn't posted. Because it's really not a legal meeting, but we'll find out. I'll find out.
Sounds good.
Anything else from anybody? So you want to, is there a motion to adjourn?
Was Sherry gonna say anything, or is that not?
No,
Okay. Sorry, I just.
hello, everybody. Nice to meet you.
Okay, is there a second for the motion to adjourn?
I'll second it.
Okay, all in favor? Aye.
I'm sorry, who made the motion?
Ellen.
Okay, thank you.
All right, well, thank you, everybody, and we'll be in touch. All right, take care.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.